In this sewing tutorial, I will show you how to make chair cushions for your outdoor furniture using old, faded and worn cushions. What you will need: outdoor fabric, special very strong thread, serger or home sewing machine, old chair cushions, regular sewing notions. You can use your sewing machine to finish the project, but I decided to use my serger. Why serger? It's faster, first of all. Also, the serger seams are very durable. I have chosen 4-thread 2 needles overlock stitch, and it has 2 rows of straight stitches. In this video, I will not show you how to choose outdoor fabric, or how many yards of fabric you need, or how to choose the proper thread for outdoor cushions. I have all this useful information on my site, edgeberry.com. You will find the link under this video in description, so go there after watching the video. But I will show you how to make a chair cushion step by step. So, step 1. Measure your old chair cushion. This is a very simple process, of course. Just measure the length and the width of one panel from seam to seam. Any chair cushion has some volume, so consider the height too. Write the numbers on a piece of paper. I'm using my favorite tape measure. Do you think all tape measures are created equal? Not at all. I like to use a special tape measure with a scale that starts with the unit 1 on both ends. Then, no matter what end of the tape you take, the beginning of the scale will always be in your hands. It seems unimportant or even irrelevant, right? You will be amazed how much time you save by not searching for the right end of the tape measure. Step 2. Make a pattern on paper for your chair cushion. You can do it right on your fabric, of course. It's not difficult to draw a rectangle right on the fabric. But what if you need to make some adjustments after you made your first chair cushion? You need to make at least 6 of them at once, and they must be equal, right? So I'm using vellum paper for my patterns. The main thing here, you have to keep the angles straight, exactly 90 degrees, and the opposite sides have to be parallel to each other. I can do it easily using my cutting mat. It has an easy-to-read measuring grid. My chair cushion has curved corners, so I have to make the same corners on my pattern. I will draw the curved lines using a dinner plate. If you don't have any curved lines, you will draw your pattern differently. Don't add any seam allowances to this pattern. Step 3. Cut your fabric. I will cut my fabric on fold. Fold the fabric in half and use your pattern to cut the fabric. Cut the fabric only for one chair cushion for now. I'm using a rotary cutter to cut my fabric. This is a very special rotary cutter. See, it has an unusual shape. It is a Martelli rotary cutter, and there are 2 versions for the right hand and for the left hand. I use the right hand version. You can buy it on Amazon or some other stores. I bought it recently, and I think it's the best rotary cutter ever. See how sharp it is, and it cuts the fabric just perfectly. Step 4. Pin the seams or use wonder clips. I prefer to use pins for serger projects. Insert pins parallel to the edge and make sure the distance is enough for the presser foot. Or take them off as soon as the presser foot reaches the pin. Thread your serger and change the needle. The fabric needs a thicker needle. I'm going to use the Schmetz Universal Needle size 9014. Step 5. Make the stitch. Yes, it's only one stitch all around. But don't forget to keep an opening for turning it inside out. My opening is about 14 inches long. But before you start stitching, test your serger settings on scrap fabric. It must be the same fabric and adjust settings as necessary. When I tested my stitch on scrap, I got this. It's obviously not acceptable, but it's very easy to change tension settings so the serger stitch looks good. Do you know how to do it? If not, I have a very helpful serger course on how to use a serger. Check it out if you are interested. You will find the link to the course under this video in description. Step 6. Try to insert your old chair cushion into this new cover. You are going to try this test without turning the cushion right side out. This is only temporary. If you see that the new cover is good, then you are good to go and finish it. But most of the time you will need to make some adjustments. Here is my project. I can see that the cover is bigger than the old cushion and I need to make it smaller at the sides. I think about half an inch will be great, and I need to make a new curved seam too. Well, it's easy to do, just fill the old cushion inside and mark the new lines. I'm using my awesome friction pen as my marking tool. The marks are very visible and they disappear with the heat of an iron. I also have to mark two corners because the cushion is not flat. It has some height too. It's easy to do. Step 7. Redo the pattern and make a new stitch. Take the old cushion out, make new pattern lines and cut the fabric along the new lines. Why do you need to cut and not just sew using these lines? Because you need to redo the paper pattern too. You will need to use this pattern to make 5 more chair cushions and the pattern must be adjusted. So, place the cushion you adjusted on the paper pattern and draw new pattern lines. Use this pattern for the next 5 cushions and perhaps next year too. Going back to our cushion in progress, make a new stitch by serger. Also stitch 2 corners. For this we have to fold the corner in such a way so the fold is aligning with the serger seam. If they are not aligning, move it a little until they are. When you position the corner correctly, pin it and mark the stitching line. We marked the corner in the previous step. Now, do you know how to stitch by serger exactly along the marked line? I have a course on how to use a serger, and there I'm showing how to do it correctly. Check out the page for more information about my serger course. I will put the link under this video. Turn the cushion right side out and insert the old cushion inside. Now it looks good and we can continue with finishing the project. Step 8. Sew the opening closed. I see that the opening in my old cushion was sewn by machine, but it wasn't straight. I don't like seams like that. I understand that manufacturers need to make things fast and they cannot afford to sew by hand. But that's why I like sewing. I can make even simple projects look perfect. So I sew the opening by hand. It's a really simple hand stitch. I have a detailed tutorial on how to sew an invisible stitch on my site, so check it out too. Step 9. Sew decorative points. I see that chair cushions usually have these 4 points where sides are pressed together and there is almost no foam in there. I'm not sure what they call these points, but I want to make them. So I find these points by hand. I can feel them through the new cover. And I sew them together using a very strong bonded nylon thread. Make the stitches almost in one place, but not in exactly the same needle holes. Insert the needle a few millimeters apart from the previous hole. I thought it should be easy to make these points, and it was easy until now. But how do I secure the thread now? The needle just doesn't go. Let me try to use a curved needle. Okay, I have the curved needle, but I never used it before. Let's see how it goes. Oh, that was great. I could secure the stitch. So I did the same procedure with all 4 points, and now I want to cover these stitches, which don't look nice to me, with some beads or buttons. For obvious reasons, I decided to use small flat buttons. I don't like sitting on beads, even if they look nice. How to attach them? Well, a glue gun and a glue stick will do. I don't think this button will ever go off the fabric. Now the chair cushion is ready. I am satisfied with how it turned out, and I'm ready to make 5 more chair cushions like this one. If you like this video tutorial, subscribe to my channel and check the links below the video. Thanks for watching.